You are welcome to my channel. Today we'll be looking at scales. Then we go to construction of scales. But before we go into construction of scales, there are some fundamental things we need to know about scales. So if we know those fundamentals, so to construct scales will be very easy for us. So scale, what is a scale? Scales are used for enlargement and reduction. A scale is used when an object is too large to be drawn full size on paper or too small to be recognized on paper. When an object is too large to enter a paper or too tiny to be seen on paper, so we use scale. Then we have different types of scales. There are various types of scales used in practice. They are the plane scale, diagonal scale, comparative scale, vernier scale, and scale of chord. So we'll go straight away now to plane scale. Plane scale. So we'll be learning how to construct plane scale much more later, but let's look at the things around plane scale. Plane scale is a scale used for showing maximum of 2 units of measurement and is subdivision, for instance centimeter and millimeter. The subdivision side is a linear line. So when we are doing the construction, you will understand what I mean by the subdivision side is a linear line. So plane scale shows maximum of 2 units. For example, 7.2, 6.4, 3.4, 3.5, like that. So it shows we use plane scale for 2 units of measurement. So diagonal scale now, diagonal scale will be concentrating more on plane scale and diagonal scale now. Diagonal scale, a diagonal scale is used to show maximum of 3 units of measurement in millimeters, centimeters, decimeters, meters, kilometer, etc. It could be 7.24 decimeter, 3.56 decimeter, and so on and so forth. This scale is designed in such a way that the lines created in the unit of each part of the scale is inclined diagonally. That is the subdivision, that the side, the unit of measurement there is inclined diagonally. We draw something like we draw a diagonal line. So when we do the construction, you will see that better, and are parallel to each other. Then there are steps we follow when we want to construct this scale. Okay, steps to follow when constructing a scale. Number one, most important thing that we need to know is what is known as representative fraction. Representative fraction must be given or calculated. So if it is not given to us, we can calculate it. Representative fraction, RF, is the ratio of distance on drawing to the actual distance of the object. That is the definition for representative fraction. For example, if 3 centimeter represents 9 meter in your drawing, it means 3 centimeter is the distance on drawing, while 9 meter is the actual distance of object. Please take note of that. Okay, we said if 3 centimeter represent 9 meter, that if we use 3 centimeter to represent 9 meter, 3 centimeter is the what is the length of the drawing. Okay, is the length we are using to represent 9 meter. So the actual length of the drawing is 9 meter. Okay, so it means 3 centimeter is the distance on the drawing, while 9 meter is the actual distance of object. Now let's go deep now. How to calculate RF, representative fraction? To calculate representative fraction, we use the formula distance on drawing over actual distance of drawing object. For example, if a length of 3 centimeter is used to represent 9 meter on a drawing, find representative fraction. So what this means is that 3 centimeter is the length on drawing, while 9 meters is the actual length of the drawing. So we use 3 cm to represent this 9 meter, and by unit of conversion, 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. So the unit must be the same. So we have 3 centimeter equal over 900 centimeters. So the ratio here is 1 to 300. So representative fraction here is 1:300. So the next step, after we've settled representative fraction, so don't forget I said representative fraction is given, okay, in the question when we want to construct either plane scale or diagonal scale. But in a case where representative fraction is not given, we are going to calculate it using this formula. Okay, we'll take an example much more later, so you will see that. Now, number 2, unit to be shown must be given. That is, the unit to be shown on the scale in a particular question must be given to us. That is, whether in decimeter, millimeters, centimeter, meters, etc. Then number 3 step, things we must know. Maximum length will always be stated. Maximum length will always be stated in any particular question given to you. The maximum length of the scale will always be given. Okay, when we take a question much more later, you will see what we mean by that. Then 4, length of scale must be calculated. Then we will need to calculate the length of scale. Then how do we calculate length of scale? If the maximum length of a particular scale, if the maximum length of the length of scale here is always calculated by multiplying the maximum length by the representative fraction. So representative fraction multiplied by the maximum length, it is going to give us the length of scales. Now let's look at an example. If the maximum length of a particular scale here is to be drawn is 30. Okay, if the maximum length of the scale to be drawn is 30 meter and representative fraction RF is 1:300, what is the length of scale? Now to calculate the length of scale here, we say representative fraction multiplied by the maximum length. Okay, we are given the maximum length of the scale in the question, okay, to be 30 meters. So 1/300 multiplied by 30 meters. So we are going to take this 30 meters to centimeter. Don't forget 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter. So here we say, here it will become 3000 centimeters. So by the time we compute this, we are going to have 10 centimeters. So length of scale here is 10 centimeters. So you see the way we calculate the length of scale. So it is the length of this scale, it is this length 10 centimeter I'm going to be using to draw the scale, which means that the length of the scale I'm going to be taking must be 10 centimeter in that particular question. So I'm just showing us how to get the length of scale. So we'll still take a practical question much more later. Okay, now the last thing we need to know now is the conversion of units. Very, very important. Conversion of unit must be known. For instance, 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter. 1 decimeter is equals to 10 centimeters. 1 meter is equals to 10 decimeter. Then if 1 decimeter equals to 10 centimeter, okay, then 1 meter, if 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter, okay, and 1 meter is also equals to 10 decimeter, it means also that 10 decimeter is equals to 100 centimeter. So the scale can be constructed if you follow all of these steps. So don't forget, the representative fraction must be known. Units to be shown as well must be given. The unit to be shown on the scale must be given to us. The maximum length will always be stated in any particular question. Then length of the scale must be calculated. We calculate out the length of the scale. Then don't forget the conversion of units of measurement also, we must do that. Okay, so I will see you in my next video for the construction of plane scale. So please, if you are just seeing this video, you can subscribe so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. So by the next video, we'll be taking the plane scale. Okay, it's a very simple thing to do. Thank you very much for staying tuned. God bless you.